Welcome to Start, a sourdough journey. This is episode 3. Let's make some dough. When your start is bubbly and active, you know it's time. And timing is everything. But you'll see here that my start has bubbles on the side. I've been feeding it every day for about 7 to 10 days, the way that I showed you in episode 2. And this is where we're at. But we're not ready to use it yet. What we're going to do first is we're going to make what's called an autolyse. It's an important step in the process because it allows your flour to hydrate and encourages the enzymes to begin gluten development. I like to use what's called the baker's percentage hydration. It's 100% or 1,000 grams of flour. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use about 700 grams of the flour mixture that we've made, the wheat, white, all-purpose flour mixture. We've put a bowl on the scale, zeroed it out. We're going to go up to 700. And I'm going to have to pull this out so I can see it. We're up to almost 600. That's about 3 cups, 4. And you can use any combination of flour that you want. 704 works. I've got just a little bit of spelt flour left over here, so I'm going to pour it in. Sometimes I have einkorn wheat berries. I don't know if you know about einkorn wheat berries, but I have einkorn wheat berries. I love to add those. And then this is some bread flour that I'm going to add to bring the weight up to 1,000 grams. For me, my comfort level in hydration is about 75%. So I'm going to add water up to 775 after I get this. Doesn't have to be perfect. There you go. 1,000 grams of flour, your choice, your combination. And then to that, I'm just going to add about 775 water. And you're going to let the water and the flour sit anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. Sourdough is a very wet dough. 69, 70. All right, 78. Got your wooden spoon, mix it. You can take it off your scale until there's no more wet or dry flour. Stir, stir, stir. We're going to do the stretch and fold method with our sourdough. And when you let your flour and water autolyse, what that means is that when you go to stretch and fold it, it will actually stretch, as opposed to tearing when you try to stretch it. After this is rested for 45 minutes to an hour, we will add the remainder of our ingredients. That looks good. It's kind of raggy, all wet. Let's let the flour soak up the water. Cover it, let it stand for 45 minutes to an hour, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, we've allowed our autolyse to rest for about a half an hour. The flour has been able to soak up the water that we've added. 1,000 grams of flour in any combination that you choose, and 775 if you're like me, because 800 and above is just a little too aggravating when it comes to hydration. But now we're going to do the addition of our active sourdough. You'll see it's all bubbly and everything. And to this, again, we're working in percentages. We're going to add 20%. We're going to zero that out. And we're going to add about 150 grams of our starch. So just stir it up a little bit. This is some gluey stuff, and I'm going to teach you how you can just thin that out just a little bit. But you're just going to put this on the top of your flour and water mixture until it measures 150. All right, 95. It kind of comes out to be about 3/4 cup. We add that. I love this process. Okay, 352. I love this process because it does not require a mixer. It's all with your hands. The feel of the dough is what makes you the best at this quest that you're on, journey that you're on for sourdough perfection. 20 grams of salt. And I don't need to add 20, but I like to add a substantial amount. It's what gives it the flavor, brings out the tangy sourdough in your starch. And then you're going to wet your hand, and you're going to stretch and see how your dough's not tearing, it's stretching the way you want it to, and fold it over the top, push it down, fold it over the top, push it down, stretch. Oh, it tore there. So it will get stretchier, more pliable. It'll be where you want it to be. After you do this 4 times, every 30 minutes for 2 hours, you're going to stretch and fold your autolyse. And that's kind of why I like to start in the evening around 4 o'clock. My time frame is I feed my start in the morning, and at about 4 o'clock I start the autolyse process, stretch and fold every half hour for a couple of hours, and then I can just wrap it up and put it outside in my refrigerator, which at this time of year is also known as my garage. So, cover it up. I'll see you in 30 minutes. We're gonna do this 4 more times. Okay, everybody, here we are. This is the 4th stretch and fold that we'll be doing on our dough. And you can see the difference. You can feel the difference. The texture is better, the dough is stretchier, and it stays rounded as opposed to flattening out in the bowl. going to see you for episode 4, all about the proofing and fermentation process. And we're going to talk about what you should do with your new pet after you've used it.